What if you woke up tomorrow morning, stretched, looked out the window and saw not one but two suns rising over the horizon? Two blazing spheres of fire climbing into the sky together, bathing the earth in twice the light, twice the heat, and twice the chaos. Imagine standing outside, shielding your eyes, wondering if this is the start of a new golden age of endless summer, or the beginning of the end. Think about it. Our entire world, everything we know, has evolved around a single sun. The way we eat, sleep, plant crops, build cities, even the way we tell time, all of it depends on the rhythm of one sunrise and one sunset. But now picture two. No more familiar shadows, no more ordinary days. Two suns blazing overhead, fighting for control of the sky. Would the nights vanish forever? Would the oceans begin to boil? Or would Earth itself be ripped apart trying to dance between two powerful stars? It sounds like the setup for a science fiction movie, but it raises a terrifying question. What would actually happen if Earth suddenly had two suns? Would we adapt, thriving in this strange new world of endless light? Or would humanity be racing against the clock, watching our planet unravel in front of us? This is not just a dream of double sunsets. This is a story of survival, chaos, and a glimpse into what it truly means to live in a universe far more dangerous than we think. Most of us think of our solar system as normal, even ordinary, one planet, one sun. But out there in the universe, that setup is actually pretty rare. The truth is, most stars you see in the night sky aren't traveling alone. They're locked in pairs, orbiting each other in what astronomers call binary star systems. Some even have three or more stars bound together in a cosmic dance. So let's bring Earth into that picture. Instead of circling a single star, imagine our planet caught in the orbit of two blazing suns. What would it look like? Picture the sky. Some days the two suns would rise side by side, flooding the world with a blinding brilliance. Other days, one might rise as the other sets, stretching daylight across nearly every hour. Double dawns, double sunsets. The sky painted in colors we've never even seen before. Think about how it would feel to stand there. No longer one light source casting a single shadow, but two crossing over each other, bending and stretching as you move. Your shadow would split in half, chasing you like a ghost. Nights might shrink into brief moments of twilight, or vanish completely depending on how the suns align. At first glance, it almost sounds magical. Twice the light, twice the beauty, a planet lit by two golden fires, rising and setting in perfect harmony. But behind that beauty lies a reality far more dangerous, because doubling the suns doesn't just mean more light. It means more heat, more radiation, and a delicate balance that Earth might not be able to survive. At first, the sight of two suns blazing in our sky might feel like a dream. The world bathed in golden light, sunset stretching longer, dawn breaking earlier. But that dream would quickly turn into a nightmare, because two suns don't just mean two beautiful light sources. They mean Earth is suddenly trapped in a furnace. Let's talk about heat. Our planet is perfectly balanced right now. One sun provides just enough warmth to keep water flowing, plants growing, and life thriving. Add another sun, and the balance shatters. The oceans, which act like giant air conditioners for Earth, would heat up faster than they could cool down. Imagine standing on a beach and realizing the waves aren't refreshing anymore. They're hot. Slowly, they start to steam. The polar ice caps, gone within weeks. Entire coastlines swallowed as the seas rise higher and higher, flooding cities and drowning entire countries. And that's just the water. The air itself would become heavier, thicker with humidity, storms raging out of control as the atmosphere struggles to cope. Hurricanes would grow larger and stronger than anything humanity has ever faced. Crops, which depend on predictable seasons, would wither and die under the relentless blaze. Wheat fields turn to ash, rice paddies dry up, corn stalks crumble in the sun. Without food, without water, civilization begins to collapse. But it gets worse. Our bodies aren't built for this kind of radiation. Two suns mean a flood of ultraviolet light, far more than our ozone layer could ever block. Step outside without protection, and your skin would burn in minutes. Cancer rates would skyrocket, animals would die off, forests would ignite like matches. The very DNA of living things would start to unravel. And what about the night? With two suns taking turns lighting the sky, darkness might never come. Imagine trying to sleep in a world where the stars are drowned out by endless daylight. Our circadian rhythms, the internal clock that tells us when to rest, when to wake, would break. Exhaustion would spread like a disease, driving people mad, weakening immune systems, leaving us vulnerable at the exact moment we need strength. All of this, the boiling oceans, the vanishing food, the burning skin, the sleepless nights, would happen shockingly fast. Within months, maybe weeks, Earth would feel less like home and more like a hostile alien planet. And yet, as terrifying as all this sounds, it's only scratching the surface. Because the real danger of two suns isn't just the heat or the light, it's the invisible, unstoppable force that controls the motion of worlds. Gravity. Heat and radiation might destroy life on the surface, but there's an even greater danger lurking above us. The true nightmare of living with two suns isn't just what we see or feel. It's the invisible war of gravity tearing our planet apart. Right now, Earth's orbit is beautifully stable. One sun, one pull. We circle in an almost perfect path, year after year, like a dancer locked to a single rhythm. But introduce a second sun, and that rhythm shatters. Suddenly, Earth isn't following one leader. It's caught in a cosmic tug-of-war. Imagine our planet as a ball of yarn being pulled by two giant cats in opposite directions. What would that look like? For starters, Earth's orbit could stretch and wobble violently. One moment, we'd be yanked closer to one star, scorching under searing heat. The next, we'd drift away toward the other, plunging into a freezing darkness. The seasons would no longer follow a predictable pattern. Summers could burn hotter than deserts on fire, while winters could collapse into ice ages. Whole generations might live through wild swings between boiling and freezing, never knowing what the next year, or even the next month, might bring. And then comes the chaos. With two massive bodies pulling at us, Earth's orbit could spiral into something completely unstable. We might get flung into deep space, left to drift frozen and lifeless between the stars. Or worse, Earth could spiral inward, pulled too close to one sun, roasting into a lifeless rock. In another scenario, the gravitational dance might fling us back and forth between both suns like a cosmic ping-pong ball, each swing tearing at the planet's crust with massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Even our moon wouldn't survive this chaos. The gravitational tug-of-war could rip it away from us completely, leaving Earth without its stabilizing anchor. Without the moon, tides vanish, ocean currents break down, and the delicate balance of life in the seas collapses. Or worse, the moon could be hurled into Earth, shattering both worlds in a catastrophic collision. The truth is, in a universe ruled by two suns, Earth itself might not survive long enough for us to even worry about heat, water, or food. The very ground beneath our feet would betray us as the planet's path around the stars spirals toward chaos. But if somehow Earth did survive this violent dance, and if humanity managed to cling to life even as the planet tore itself apart, the real question becomes, how would we live? Could we build a future in a world designed to kill us? If Earth somehow endured the heat, the radiation, and the gravitational chaos of two suns, humanity would be left with a single, desperate question: how do we survive in a world that no longer wants us here? The first answer would be obvious: escape the surface. The open air, once our home, would become deadly. Blinding light, relentless heat, radiation pouring down in waves. Our cities, built to thrive under one sun, would crumble in the fury of two. But humanity has always been clever, always been stubborn. We would dig, deep underground, subterranean cities, shielded from the light, powered by whatever energy we could scavenge. Life would shrink into caverns and bunkers, artificial domes rising above the ruins of what used to be thriving civilizations. Imagine entire nations packed into underground tunnels, with artificial lights simulating day and night, crops growing in hydroponic farms, and giant cooling systems fighting to hold back the furnace outside. For the first time in history, the surface of Earth would no longer belong to us. It would belong to the suns. But even this strategy might not be enough. Food would still be scarce. Water, evaporating faster than we could replace it, would be more precious than gold. Wars wouldn't be fought over ideology anymore, but over access to underground reservoirs, shielded farmland, or scraps of safe territory. Humanity would shrink, not just in numbers but in ambition. Our dreams of exploration, of building, of progress would collapse into one primal instinct: survive. And then there's the toll on our minds. Without the rhythm of one sun and one night sky, our bodies would rebel. The endless light, the broken cycle of sleep, would eat away at our sanity. Even underground, even with technology trying to trick us into balance, our biology would know something is wrong. Depression, exhaustion, and madness would spread like plagues. What good is surviving if you no longer feel human? Eventually, some would look upward, not in hope, but in desperation. If Earth was no longer a safe home, maybe the only answer would be to leave it. Spaceflight would no longer be a dream for scientists or explorers. It would become a necessity for the species. Massive ships, generations long, carrying what remains of humanity away from the burning cradle of our birth, searching for a new world with only one sun. Others, though, might embrace the chaos. They'd argue that Earth is forcing us to evolve, to adapt, to become something beyond human. Genetic engineering, radiation resistance, cybernetic enhancements, transforming ourselves into creatures built for a two-sun world, a new species born in fire. But whether we fled the planet or reshaped ourselves to survive it, one truth would haunt us: our survival would never be guaranteed. Two suns don't just give life, they take it away, piece by piece, until only the strongest or the most desperate remain. And yet, amid all this despair, there's a twist. Because while two suns might spell doom for Earth, out there in the galaxy, planets already exist in the glow of double stars. Which means the question isn't just, could we survive? The question is, could someone else already be thriving under two suns? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you want curious questions answered, have a look at some of our other videos.